Hello everybody, thank you for stopping past. So I am here with Libra for the Mercury retrograde message. You was the third one, so I'm a little excited. You're actually giving me motivation for the rest of them because been sitting up in your energy. Like the title of this video is going to be Egocentric. Now it's funny because you know, I had a moment, I had a phone call in between while sitting here meditating. That person so happened is a Libra and his son. And I was like, what the first thing you think of when you hear the word egocentric? She say self-centered. The person said self-centered. So I was like, yeah, that's true. I said, but you know what? 9 out of 10, a lot of people take the self-centered to a negative point of view. They don't look at it really from a positive point of view. Meaning in our current time, if you're removing toxicity out your life, you need some egocentric to be part of your manifestation energy, part of your metaphysics. That's the negative and the positive that goes together in physics. Okay. So, before I keep going, let me give my speech. This is all about a Mercury retrograde. This is my first time ever doing a Mercury retrograde reading like this for every zodiac sign, as long as I've been posting videos. I created this spread just for these readings right here. To try to see, I don't know, you know, you the third one. I classify all of them to be messages. Interpretations also. So which one is the best word for you? That's your choice. Both of them fit for me. So you know how it would resonate really depends on your perception of how you coming up in here. I always like to use the example of people who believe in tarot is a bad thing. Don't mean you might not stay to listen, right? It just means that what you listening for is a justification of why it's a bad thing. So my messages to be more or less like how you know. I ain't got time to believe that. That's how it would probably most likely resonate with you. Okay. So your perception and everything determines how the messages resonate. I'm just here to kind of help out for people like me that's on the spiritual journey. So like I was already introducing your energy, Libra, I also need to start a different way when it comes to you. I need to start with Mars. Because in the process of pulling out the cards when it came to Mars, it had a very unique message that came through. Maybe as I talk about it, I could find a relation. Well, I know the relation. But why the message came this way is maybe because I'm the reader, okay? And I have to translate things upon what my consciousness and subconscious is able to put together, all right? So, Mars is in Libra, right? Also, another consideration before I keep going, I just remembered. I also took in consideration that Mercury is trying with Jupiter and square with Pluto. I did look that information up. Yeah, I had to scroll down to get past the Sun, but not necessarily past Mars, because Mars usually come after Mercury. So I'm saying my overall spiritual personality could have caught a lot of information. Consciously, I only was focused on what Mercury transits really was, because I felt like they should be very important and something that anybody who's on your spiritual journey, you should take in consideration as you calculate, unfold anything that might have resonated for you in this message. Those things could be things that can help you out. So once again, Mars is with Libra, right? So the cards that came out was the Five of Wands and the Lovers. I'm going to talk about the Five of Wands first. But I wanted you to see the Lovers card. That was so beautiful for the message. The Five of Wands, if you look at this very closely, You see those snakes that bit that fruit together? This took me all the way back to the point of Adam and Eve, and the consideration that a lot of people have. First of all, that the book was something that was put together. Now, debates on whether they was possessed or what they was going through when they was writing and transcribing the book, and what essence has really been placed on that book is very beautiful and self-speaking for itself, because it developed into a religion. And if we go by years and time and we go by history, we already then gave humankind a collective progressive way of evolving from those times through these types of literature. So when we're talking about the Garden of Eden, right, and we talking about in our current existence, right, when we look at these two together, we talk about evolution. We talk about how man and woman always have an issue of deciding gender roles. Now we have evolution lies our sexuality. Or did we? Because there's theologians that argue that Jesus was gay. And he was forced to be that way because he was kicked out if he ever spoke to women. Some people argue that Jesus came to save women. It's a lot of arguments all over a fruit. And the same thing is, the fear that comes about is the same thing that people could wear around their neck for medical devices. I forgot the name of it. We even could talk about it spiritually from a Kundalini point of view of how the spine was created. So what I'm trying to say in this thing when it comes to Mars and what this Lover's card is all about is with Libra, since it does deal with marriages and stuff like that, it seemed like within the Mars energy, it's focused hard on the marriage connection. Okay? Now, on the spiritual thing, what is marriage? Notice the key words I say, what is the spiritual thing for you? Now, if we're going to think in a manifestation type of form, then we got to think about metaphysics. We got to think about it from the elements. Now, some people say the Lover's cards go with Gemini. Now we got Mercury that's here. Supposed to be his home planet. Which way do we take it? There's many messages that's here. Okay? That could be produced. But definitely what I do feel like is produced with Libra at this period of time is the marriages. The marriages over time. The sexuality over time. The evolution of sexuality over time. And that's why egocentric is very important. Because in order for you to define yourself through the eyes and the force that's here with Mars, you have to have egocentric as a weapon. Underneath of that, we have the Queen of Cups. Nice shadow dynamic. That's that egocentric. Telling you, you gotta understand. So now I'm gonna go to the Mercury retrograde, right? When it comes here, you have very much interesting cards. You have the Six of Wands in reverse, and you have the Six of Cups that's upright. Okay, this is most definitely egocentric. These are the first cards that gave me egocentric. When I said I'm going to title this video, these two cards gave it to me. But the point of starting off with Mars is letting you know where the Six of Cups is coming from. See, it's a historical thing being that Libra is also in the sun. And everybody who definitely have a sun sign during this time period is celebrating the evolution of themselves. So that's very important to understand why the Six of Cups is here. It's just telling, basically the way I feel the message is going is, the sun is vibrant, but not as much as Mars is. Mars is going to be a very intense energy. Because see, your marriage is even could be about you yourself. How you love yourself, that's that egocentric. The shadow dynamic here is the Two of Cups. There you go. All about yourself. The egocentric. You can't get no more better than this. So the final one is the Sun energy. I thought this was the most cutest thing in the world for the Three of Pentacles to come out, right? Maybe people probably would have wanted the other threes instead of the Three of Swords, right? You got the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Sun, Mercury, and Mars sharing Libra energy right along with the Libras their self this month. And the Libras that have the placements in Mercury, the Libras that had a placement in Mars and Saturn and Pluto, and even when you're thinking that sharing something with somebody, you sharing something with somebody. So the thing of the egocentric, where the sun going to sit here and come in at, especially with the Five of Wands, is almost at the point that we have got to a state of knowing. We have got to a state of knowing that we could communicate right. We could communicate this togetherness for real. So on the sense of it, I guess it's going to be asking you in the egocentric part of you is this person being toxic? Is this person affected and you got the cure for them? See, toxic, I asked the toxic way a different thing. Meaning you could see the person is affected. Doesn't mean that they are contagious. Maybe this person came your way because right now you are a justice energy. The perspective or the sign or whatever might have brought them that way, or maybe your energy was strong enough in that spiritual realm that help was needed to be there. So because they challenging what they see inside of you can sometimes be worded in a unique way. But if they got it close to it, maybe it's a hidden message that's there. Because you got to think, if I started off with this Mars as a significance point, if the evolution of history really counts, and you got the cure for that toxic person, and this is who you want to be here to help people, what's wrong? Don't mean that you have to house them unless you got that type of contamination, you got that type of strength. That's all on you. But it doesn't, help comes in many ways. A cure comes in many ways. The shadow dynamic here for you is the King of Wands. There you go. That's that healing energy. You cannot beat that. You can't beat it, Libra. With the King of Wands, that's very much a healing energy. All right, good luck to you.